And right now, a man is in custody accused of shooting and killing his own brother in Lee Summit. It happened off of Magellan Avenue, right near off of 291 Highway near Swan Road. 41 Action News reporter Josh Helmuth is live at the scene. So, Josh, what is the latest with this?
Well, police just updated me a few minutes ago saying they're not calling it a disturbance now. They're calling it, quote unquote, a commotion. On another note, they waited nearly all day to get a search warrant to go inside this duplex behind me. The crime scene unit truck just pulled up probably about an hour and a half ago. So now investigators are going inside for the first time. That's where they say the man's body who died is still inside. And according to them, his own brother shot him this morning.
Probably 3 or 4 people inside the home this morning when this tragedy occurred.
It was around 9:40 this morning when Lee Summit police got the call. Gunshots fired at this Lee Summit home.
Information quickly revealed through a witness who was inside the home that it was another family member.
A brother in his 20s who drove away after the killing. Officers began a search for the gunman immediately.
During that investigation, the suspect returns to the scene and is intercepted by officers who are working the perimeter and taken into custody without incident.
We spoke with neighbors who told us the family just moved in the duplex on Magellan Street in recent months and are not well known. All were stunned by the news of the homicide nearby.
It's a little bit of a shocker when it's this close to home and you can sit there in your living room and see all the lights going on.
It's rare for us to have a true investigative homicide.
Lee Summit police tell us this is only the second homicide in Lee Summit in 2016. From Lee Summit, Josh Helmuth, 41 Action News.
We've seen more rain here in Port-au-Prince overnight, but a large swath of the southwestern part of the country remains cut off from communication, so the full extent of the damage is not yet known. This was a powerful hurricane, the strongest to hit Haiti in more than 50 years.
This morning, Hurricane Matthew is on the move. The monster storm, 900 miles wide, is churning towards the U.S. Packing winds of 140 miles an hour, Matthew's eye sweeping across eastern Cuba overnight and now targeting the Bahamas. After slamming into Haiti, the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere, still recovering from a massive earthquake, now reeling from yet another natural disaster. Today, the U.S. is sending several naval ships to help with the relief effort. I've never seen this much rain, this woman told us. The hurricane now blamed for at least 11 deaths, including 4 in the Dominican Republic, where this tornado was caught on camera. Torrential downpours and a devastating storm surge swamping parts of Jamaica. But hardest hit Haiti's rural southern peninsula, where many ignored evacuation warnings and rode out the storm in wooden shacks. A key bridge there washed away, cutting villages off from the capital. Where rivers rage, floods and mudslides threaten homes. The strongest hurricane in Haiti's recent memory now has the U.S. East Coast on high alert.
Today, a massive cleanup effort is underway in Haiti as aid organizations scramble to reach that southwestern part of the country that so far remains cut off. Matt and Savannah.
All right, Gabe Gutierrez, thank you.
Begin with this 5-year-old boy. He is still in the hospital tonight after getting hit by a bullet in Kansas City. And now his mother is terrified. She told us she can't understand why someone would target her home in a drive-by shooting. It happened just blocks from a school and very close to a very popular park in the Northeast neighborhood. Right now, the 5-year-old, Yoel Patayo, is at Children's Mercy Hospital. And that's where we find 41 Action News reporter Andres Gutierrez. And Andres, I know you actually spoke with the mother today.
Yeah, she is scared of what she saw and heard last night. Right now, she is by her son's bedside as neighbors are working together to help police catch whoever pulled the trigger. From the alleyway, you could spot the evidence of last night's violence, one of the bullets piercing through Yoel Pitayo's bedroom. His grandfather, Artemio Sanchez, tells me the child was standing here playing with his tablet. Yoel's mother, Vanessa, tells us she heard the gunshots and walked into the room to find her 5-year-old bleeding. The bullet entered the little boy's backside and exited out his right leg.
No se puede entender, menos con un niño, porque son niños que no.
The grandfather adds it's hard to understand, especially with a child, because they're children that don't do anything, they're innocent. The crime happening just down the street from Bud Park in the Indian Mound neighborhood.
I just want to make sure that people here stay here.
Manny Abarca, who's lived here for 4 years, says the neighborhood watch group reacted quickly on social media.
We heard the shots come out from that group. We heard that, you know, cars screeching, light sirens, that kind of stuff. And then we engaged the overall Neighborhood Watch page to make sure that the rest of the neighborhood didn't see the car go somewhere or any of the situation happens.
Police say this is the result of the city's latest drive-by shooting.
Imagine if that was your sibling. Imagine if that was your house. Because that's the type of humanity that we need to instill in these situations that I just don't think is there.
August KCPD statistics show that there have been 610 victims of drive-by shootings since the start of the year. 91 of those victims under the age of 17.
Random gunfire is something that people don't realize. Bullets hit things and people happen to be children in this situation.
And if you have any information about this drive-by shooting, go ahead and call police or the Crime Stoppers hotline 816-474-TIPS. Reporting live in Kansas City, Andres Gutierrez, 41 Action News.
Andres, thank you. We checked with police today, and so far this year, 6 children have died from violence, all 6 of them under the age of 16.
So we've heard several stories of parents whose children, some even teenagers, are afraid because of these recent clown postings.
Newsday's Jason Newton spoke to a physician about how parents can ease any concerns their children might have.
Clown threats aimed at districts and schools across Connecticut have now forced a response from the State Department of Education. A spokesman said in a statement to News 8, "We're committed to helping schools maintain positive school climates that support learning and make students feel safe and supported. We encourage parents and communities to have conversations with kids about the serious nature of making threats, including threats posted on social media." Parents find themselves also having to confront their child's possible fear of clowns.
Fear of clowns is a real fear. Parents have to realize it, so they have to address it accordingly, to be serious about it, to show the child that they are not ignoring it.
Dr. Eitan Kilchevsky is a pediatrician working at Quinnipiac. He says many children are naturally afraid of clowns because of their sometimes grotesque makeup and wild behavior that breaks social norms. Those fears can take on a new element now that anonymous online threats are proliferating with images of creepy clowns.
Encourage them to express their fears, to share their emotions with the parents.
Kilchevsky says that gentle exposure can help ease a child's fear, and that with patience, children eventually outgrow the vast majority of fears at a young age.
Give the children time. They will recover with appropriate approach and understanding of the parents, and doing it slowly and taking their time. Children do outgrow.
In New Haven, Jason Newton.
Family members gathered in the neighborhood to mourn the loss of 3-year-old Melanie Martinez.
I just lost hope already.
Another tragedy.
I've lost hope.
This time, a relative, they call the girl's uncle, shot and killed in a drive-by shooting on Madrid Drive on Tuesday night.
Just a caring person. All he wanted was love, and that's basically it.
A caring person and the father of 2 little boys. The family of 32-year-old Jose Nunez tells me he was standing next to his car in front of his mother's house with friends when someone started firing shots from a car about 2 houses away.
And he was the only one that didn't, duck, and it hit him in the head also, like Melanie.
The shooting happened just 9 days after Melanie was killed when her family drove their car into gunfire, and just 2 days after she was laid to rest.
So our thoughts and prayers definitely go out to the family.
Right now, police are trying to determine whether the 2 incidents are related in any way.
Still don't know. We still don't have an exact motive for either case.
And today, sent about a dozen officers with the community impact team to reach out to the neighborhood.
We get out of our cars, we go door to door, meet with the neighbors in the neighborhood, and listen to their concerns and their frustrations.
Beefing up patrols to keep them safe and educating people about how they can anonymously provide police with information leading to an arrest.
We didn't
Fighters
deserve
still
it.
battling that fire at a plastics company in Baltimore Highlands. ABC 2's Cassie Carlisle is there now and shows us the damage to the building tonight. Cassie?
Yes, today Adele Plastics looks much more like a movie set now. The smoke has just been knocked down over the last couple hours. You can see it looks like a completely different scene than it did from even this morning. You can smell the wet cardboard and asphalt from the hundreds of gallons of water that crews have been dumping for more than 24 hours, and they're not stopping until it's completely out. Today, the Baltimore Highlands fire looked more like a construction zone as crews knocked down the front walls of Adel Plastics, causing more complications.
The roof that wasn't burned through has collapsed down on top of the burning material. It's a tin roof. Now we're having problems getting water down to the base of the fire.
The raging fire started just after the lunch hour Tuesday. Employees warned their coworkers after seeing an orange glow to get out, and more than 200 firefighters were brought out, but never went into the building. One firefighter was taken to the hospital and treated for heat exhaustion Tuesday. About 24 firefighters remain, taking turns on the ladder. Fire officials say it's too dangerous to go anywhere near this fire. Neighbors have safety in mind as well.
We thought if it was something chemical burning, it would smell different, and we didn't smell anything.
The plastic is burned off hot enough that it's burning off the hazardous materials that would come out with that.
Fire officials say the plastic pellets that Adel Plastics creates, along with lots of cardboard, are what fueled the fire. Now dozens of employees have no work, and the future of the company is up in the air. Right now, investigators are working on finding out what the cause is of this fire, while neighbors are worried about those who worked here and what their future is going to hold. In Baltimore Highlands, Cassie Carlisle, ABC 2 News.
Violating Amherst's mandatory water ban will now come at a price. 22 News reporter Alessandra Martinez is live in Amherst after finding out how the town is enforcing its water restrictions.
Amherst has had a mandatory water ban since August 25th with no penalties if anybody violated it. But I came to the town here tonight to find out how that has all changed. It's the one thing that lawns and plants of Amherst thirst for. For 2 months, Amherst's mandatory water ban has restricted residents from watering their grass and washing their cars during the day. The Select Board has now adopted a penalty system for violators.
At their recent meeting, they added or amended their policy to include 3 things. The first level is really a warning. Everyone would get a written warning from the town of Amherst that they are not complying with the water ban.
Break the rule twice, a $50 fine. And every time after that, it's $100. There are 3 people who are responsible for enforcing these bans: the superintendent of public works, the police chief, and the building commissioner. Town manager Paul Bockelman says that he doesn't expect to fine anybody because hardly anyone has been breaking this ban. He says it's more of a matter of making sure everything is on record. Zomek told 22 News residents have been reporting one another. The town has been primarily notifying businesses about the new fines, while some residents haven't gotten the message.
No, I hadn't actually. I had assumed that there were fines in place to begin with, so I didn't know there were new fines.
The town does not plan on sending notifications of these fines to everyone. And the ban may feel a little bit like a hassle to work around, but it's all to ensure that there is enough water in this town for fall and the winter. Live in Amherst tonight, Alessandra Martinez, 22 News.
He had a superhero send-off, and he was only 6 years old. Jacob Hall died Saturday, 3 days after he was shot while playing on the playground at a South Carolina elementary school. According to his mom, Jacob loved superheroes. The public was invited to attend the service wearing their favorite superhero attire. Jacob was dressed in a Batman costume. A 14-year-old boy charged with the murder in the shooting. It is not yet clear if he will be charged as an adult.